You do it roughly 20,000 times a day without a second thought. From your first moment to your last, breathing is the continuous rhythm powering every single cell in your body. But contrary to popular belief, your lungs don't actually pull air in on their own. They are completely passive. The real engine of your respiratory system is a dome-shaped sheet of muscles sitting right below your ribs, called the diaphragm. Because our airways are highly sensitive to internal stress, many of us inadvertently disrupt this engine. Chronic mental tension causes humans to instinctively tighten up and adopt shallow chest breathing, using only the upper chest muscles to rapidly heave air in and out. By keeping the diaphragm rigid, you lock your lungs in a state of partial air exchange, leaving the lower lobes of the lungs underinflated. To understand how this physical habit affects the body, we have to look inside the chest at the specific mechanical steps required for every single breath. The journey of a single breath begins at your nose. As air enters your nasal passages, it encounters an immediate defense system. Microscopic hairs called cilia go to work trapping dust and pollutants, while warm moisture coats the air before it travels any deeper into your body. When your brain signals a breath, the dome-shaped diaphragm muscle actively contracts and flattens downward. That downward movement creates a pressure vacuum inside your chest cavity. To equalize that pressure, fresh air rushes down your windpipe and inflates your lungs like balloons. Your respiratory system relies entirely on this active muscle contraction to create passive lung inflation. Your chest is operating exactly like a biomechanical pump. Once inside the lungs, the main trachea branches out into a massive, complex network known as the bronchial tree. This network divides into over 300,000 tiny tubes called bronchioles. Sitting at the very end of those tubes are over 600 million microscopic air sacs called alveoli. In this animated diagram of the alveoli, wrapped in capillary blood vessels, fresh oxygen passes through paper-thin membranes into your red blood cells. Simultaneously, toxic carbon dioxide waste is dumped from the blood back into the alveoli, ready to be exhaled. But look at this diagram of an asthma attack. The smooth inner wall of the bronchiole inflames and secretes thick mucus. The surrounding muscle rings constrict tightly, squeezing a wide tube down to a tiny pinhole. These microscopic pathways are incredibly fragile. Any mechanical or inflammatory restriction in airflow instantly limits your oxygen supply and threatens cellular survival. When you fall into the habit of shallow chest breathing, you only heave the top portion of your chest. This leaves the vital lower alveoli underventilated. Without that full exchange, your cells receive less oxygen, which is why shallow breathing is a primary driver of persistent fatigue. This schematic demonstrates diaphragmatic or belly breathing. By actively inhaling deep through your nose so your stomach physically expands outward, you provide space for the diaphragm to pull down completely. During controlled exhalation, your abdomen retracts inward, steadily expelling the waste gas. Pairing this breathing technique with proper hydration is critical. Water keeps the mucus lining in your airways thin and fluid, allowing those tiny cilia hairs to continuously sweep out dust and bacteria naturally. Add in daily aerobic exercise to physically strengthen your heart and respiratory muscles, and you significantly increase your body's overall stamina. Breathing is unique because it is the only autonomic survival function we can consciously override. By adjusting these mechanics, you can directly control the volume of oxygen your system receives.